For many years now, I think Windows laptops that were built for creative work have been in a really bad space. You either had to pick up gaming laptops that were over the top, or you'd have to pick up these underpowered devices that just weren't set up for the task. And it just stemmed from the fact that the tech did not exist to build a proper laptop that was aimed for creators. But it's very different now. We have new chips from Intel that I think fundamentally changes the way that this whole product segment is. Okay, so in front of me are two of the first ones I've seen. This is Lenovo's Yoga Slim 7i, and this is their Yoga Pro 9i. So I've partnered with Lenovo and Intel to give you guys an early look at these devices, and who are also nice enough to sponsor this video. So what makes these products so good for creative work is that you finally have devices that have awesome screens, really good performance, excellent battery life, and they're super quiet. And they're thin and light. Like, this is just the nature of the Yoga products. But you could not get all those characteristics before in one product. It's always like pick 2 or 3 at most. But now, all 5. Let's get into it. So, first, the screens. This is the Yoga Slim 7i, and this is the screen on the Yoga Pro 9i. Now, both of these have phenomenal screen options. Even the less expensive Slim models still get a super high quality panel that's bright with great color accuracy. And my favorite thing about these two panels is their lack of a matte finish. So these are both fairly reflective screens, but that means that there's no kind of diffusion layer on top. And I think for creative devices, it is really good when brands offer screen options that are glossy. Now, this device here is on just another level. So this is a mini LED panel that's higher resolution, and it's got the PureSight Pro branding. And I measured this to have the widest color gamut on any laptop I've seen to date. It has a higher Adobe RGB coverage than even MacBook Pros, and it also has a very low Delta E. This is a incredibly color accurate and color capable screen. And also 165 Hertz. So if you play games, it's such a treat. This is a very nice looking screen. Now, the chips that are in here are the new Intel Core Ultra chips. The one that's in here is the Core Ultra 9, and on the Slim product, it's the Core Ultra 7. And these are very capable chips, but I wanna highlight a few features that I think are particularly valuable. So the first is the energy efficiency. These are so much more energy efficient than the previous generation. Like, I cannot stress this enough. The previous Intel product that was used in this product class, like the creative laptops, was so comically poor with energy efficiency that battery life was just, I want to use the word atrocious. You could not take these devices and work on stuff using the battery for very long. This new generation is so much better than anything that Intel has ever offered before. And secondly, the GPUs. So these now have Intel's new Arc GPUs, and they're, again, so much better. These literally double the graphic performance of the previous generation. It's better for 3D work, for photo work, video work, even some VSTs for music production can make use of hardware acceleration in graphics. And obviously, if you play games on the side, way better this generation than last. But if you want the best possible GPU performance, you got to pick up a Pro product. These have access to NVIDIA's RTX GPUs. The one here goes up to an RTX 4070. The other thing I want to mention, Thunderbolt. So right now I'm shooting this video before CES. I have 6 videos that I'm working on concurrently that, like, if I was using regular USB-C drives, these can hold all the project files, but I can't work on these things. If you want to edit like a video with multiple camera angles off of one drive, you just can't do it. It would just bog down the system heavily. So you'd have to you'd have to run multiple drives or dump it onto the laptop. It's a nightmare. The solution, it's been around for years, Thunderbolt. This has super high bandwidth. You put all 6 projects, all different camera angles on one drive. It can all be edited off of one drive. If I go to a desktop, I just bring this one drive and connect it up. Thunderbolt can be super important if you want to work with kind of large media files. Okay, the other thing I want to mention, fan noise. This is a topic that's so near and dear to my heart. Ever since I started YouTube, that's like one of the things I've always tunnel visioned on. How loud are these laptops when you're using them for work? Now, when I got these things in, you know what? This is the one I'm gonna focus on. This is the Pro product. So this is a more powerful CPU and a more powerful GPU than the other product. But this system, when I got it in, I booted it up, I was in Premiere, and I was like, why is this thing so quiet? And then I loaded up a game. I thought, okay, maybe games will push this thing. This laptop is the quietest laptop I've ever had in my 1,600 hours of Overwatch. This is full load, 165 frames per second, but 35 decibels. It's never been done before. Now, I think there are a few factors at play here that allow these laptops to be so quiet. The first is that these new Intel chips are just more energy efficient. They produce less heat, the fans don't have to run as hard. But secondly, when you pop these things open, the fan modules have been upgraded from last year's devices, but they also have these foam elements to direct the airflow in a very particular way to maximize cooling. But another reason is that some of the yoga laptops run Lenovo's X-Power. It's their performance tuning tech, and inside some of these laptops is a chip called the AI Core. It's an in-house chip that's made by Lenovo. It's separate from Intel's AI endeavors. And this chip monitors the CPU and GPU demands in real time and then adjusts the power dynamic and thermal dynamics actively. So it gives you just the best performance while keeping it super quiet. I cannot stress this enough. Like in a video where I'm excited about something like this, it's hard to convey without just being like a child, right? It just didn't exist before. You couldn't get a quiet laptop when you're playing games or doing video edits. It just wasn't possible. You always have to have headphones on because the fan noise is going. You don't need that anymore. You can just, it's a quiet system while using the speakers. And the speakers are actually pretty good too. There's 6 speakers on the big one, 4 on the slim. It's just this, it's a very different product category now just because of the tech that's available today. There's one other AI-based feature on these laptops that I think is interesting. It's called the Creator Zone, and it's basically an app for AI image generation. So you can do sketch to image and text to image, and for the Pro models, it can actually train image models locally using the NVIDIA GPU. So it can be done offline. Now, this tool is not as powerful as something like a paid subscription to Midjourney, but it's included in these laptops, and you also get 2 free months of Adobe Creative Cloud. You get access to Photoshop and Premiere and After Effects, all of those apps. It's the stuff that I use. It's like $100 savings right there. But it's interesting to me and good to me that they're able to make something like this. This is like a $900 product. And to get the screen and the keyboard and the performance, like these are just so much better than what we had access to before for creatives. Like it's just, this is awesome. And honestly, it's entirely made possible because of those new Intel chips, if to be completely frank, right? That's the way it is. Okay, there you have it, the new Yoga products.